Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and thanks very much for watching today's video. Happy New Year to you all. We are back with another ski chat. Now, just before I bring in today's guest, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below once you've finished watching. Today we are focusing on the skiing, or the lack rather thereof, of skiing in France. So because Thursday, the 7th of January, just last week, was meant to be the date that the ski lifts opened. However, with rising cases and hospitalizations due to COVID, the opening dates have now been delayed until possibly the middle of February at the earliest. Now, many resorts will have been preparing in earnest over the last couple of weeks in anticipation of lifts running on the 7th of January. But with this news now, it's likely going to cast a bit more doubt on the possibility of any lifts opening at all for the rest of this season. Now, we're going to find out more on the ground about what's been going on. So I'm glad to say that we are rejoined by Phil Smith from Snoworks Ski Courses. Phil, Happy New Year. Thanks for joining us.
Fantastic. Great to be back, Matt.
Where are you then today?
Well, I am, you can probably see the lift station. I don't know, if I just turn the camera around, you'll get a full glimpse of where I actually am. Look, you can actually see the name of the resort. Yes, Kaprun. I was here many, many years ago, so it's great to be back. We've been, we're in this area. I'm not actually based in Kaprun itself, but I just happened to be driving past as you called, so I thought I'd do a quick stop up by the lift station.
Oh, lovely stuff. So you guys are on the mountain then doing race training.
Yeah, we came over, well, quite a long time ago now. It was when all the French resorts were shut in the autumn, and we wanted to come back because my partner Emma Carrick-Anderson, this is where her roots are, in Austria, not far from here, and we knew the ski stations were open for racing or full-time athletes, so we came across in the autumn and we've literally stayed here. Been race training. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 athletes that we're working with, so it's been great skiing, absolutely great training conditions.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty cold from what I gather in Austria at the moment, and not much snow. So I suppose that's prime conditions for fast race skiing.
Matt, I've never known it so good for racing.
Yeah,
I mean, quite a change for myself because I've normally got big fat skis on an avalanche backpack,
yeah,
and off piste, so looking for soft snow. But this season, you know, for race training, it's been immense. We have not had one day off since I've been here due to you know, snow. We've had some snow for sure, but just come and gone. We haven't missed one single day, and the snow underfoot for race training has been absolutely perfect.
Yeah. Well, listen, Phil, try not to make us too jealous, please. But let's get on to the situation in France. It almost kind of felt a little bit like people were sort of left hanging right to the last minute, and then finally it was confirmed that the lifts weren't going to open, which not too much of a surprise, but all the same disappointing, you'd say.
Yeah, it was a shame. I think we all knew it was going to happen. You know, lots of rumours. So to be honest, everybody was prepared. You know, we had this day. Was it the 7th? Did you say 7th? Wasn't it? 7th of January. You had this day. That, you know, when that date was originally broadcast, we thought, great. You know, I think most people were hoping at that point back in December, okay, you know, after Christmas, New Year, get that out of the way. 7th of Jan, we'll be kicking off. Courses start that this weekend. You know, we had courses planned to start on Monday, the 11th. So we're all set for that. But as that day came, I think everybody was getting prepared. You know, it's not going to happen. It's not going to open. So we were more or less sort of prepared for it. So it hasn't come as a shock, to be honest. I think everybody was ready for that.
I mean, here in the UK, we're in a full national lockdown. The mood is pretty, I mean, pretty down. I think that's fairly safe to say. Like, is there sort of any optimism, any hopefulness sort of going around the resorts at the moment? Are they still confident that they'll be able to open in some way before the end of the season?
Well, I think so. You know, the French ski resorts, everybody wants to get skiing. As I've said before in the previous chat we had, everybody wants to get skiing. All the instructors out here want to be teaching. You know, the resorts want to run their lifts. The restaurants want to open. The shops want to open. Everybody's ready. There's a lot of optimism. I mean, local people are out skiing. I mean, as everybody knows, you know, people are getting their skins on. Never seen anything like it. People out ski touring, out skinning. They're ski touring in the resorts, up the actual pistes, and so there's a lot of people skiing. But yeah, everybody's pretty confident that the resorts will open. You know, not for the next couple of weeks. I think we've got that sort of end of January now date fixed in our minds. You know, you've always got people saying no, it's going to be after February half term, but you've also got people saying, you know, earlier. I think everybody's just going to wait and see. No, there's no set date as far as I know. No set dates. But everybody's ready. Everybody's raring to go, and everybody that's in the industry, we're all keeping ourselves busy.
Well, I mean, so you're in Austria right now, and I can see the gondola moving behind you, probably just bringing down the last few people off the mountain. And in Austria right now, the locals can actually ski. You know, they can get on the lifts. So, I mean, you've been in France and you've been in there. Is there anything that sort of massively stood out as working or unsafe? Like, how have you found the experience?
Well, coming across to Austria, we knew the lifts were going to be open for local people. You know, they said that all along. So we knew that was going to happen. Austria, even before that, you know, some of the resorts, even when all the resorts were shut in the early autumn, Austria, the classes were still opening up for full-time athletes, you know, full-time ski racers. So, you know, we knew that was happening. And then they did open the resorts for local people. In France, that has not happened, you know, but France has opened for athletes, you know, teen, full-time, not full-time athletes, clubs, local clubs have been up training in teen, Saint-Foy, which is fantastic for Saint-Foy. You know, they had the cannons blowing, and so one of the local coaches was, you know, very, very involved in opening one of the lifts in Saint-Foy to get the local clubs. And they're just about, I think this weekend, possibly today is the first day, they've opened the Cachette in Les Arcs. This is in my area, for the local clubs. So I think there's a few local clubs, Villaroja, Les Arcs, Paisy, Nanquois. You know, those clubs are up there skiing this weekend. Unfortunately, for non-professionals, it's not possible. Professionals are out ski touring. Also, I know ENSA have been up training. ENSA, the École Nationale de Ski de Alpinism, have been up training trainee ski instructors up in Teen. So there are people getting out, but local people who are not professionals or instructors, they've not been able to ski, no.
Well, so when I was a lot younger, my experiences of race training in Switzerland, I do recall it was often pretty much a scrap, a battle to find a bit one side of the piste for you to set up and have your course. But I would imagine with all these schools, they've probably got plenty of space to actually do and practice where they need to. Is that right?
But incredible. I mean, for race training, I've never seen anything as good. It's absolutely fantastic. You know, everybody wants to get training. You know, these days, you know, a 2 to 3 hour training slot is enough. So you've got your stads reserved for the race training. The people organising the stads just allocate you a particular time during the day. So more or less, there might be 3 slots, you know, morning, midday-ish and late afternoon. It's absolutely been over here in where, you know, all the resorts we've been traveling around, absolutely no problem at all. We've had stads organised every single day. Everybody works together, you know. Once we had a little bit of a hiccup where we arrived and the guy thought we was setting slalom, but we weren't with a GS. We just teamed up with another team next to us, used the same race course. So everybody's working together. It's the same thing in France as well. You know, the the Stads will allocate your time,
Mm.
for your club. You can arrive, do your training, pack away. You might, if there are too many clubs training, then clubs will team together to use the Stads. So you know what it's like in times of need. Everybody clubs together and does their best. So it's been absolutely fantastic for the people that, and don't get me wrong, are very, very lucky to be
Mm.
able to get this opportunity when people
Mm.
in the UK at the moment we know cannot ski, which is so sad to see.
Mm.
But the people out here, everyone knows how lucky they are.
Mm. So who are you coaching then? Is it the next Shemi Olcott? Is the next Jean-Baptiste Grange, Matthias Meyer?
Well, we've got our three children ourselves, so unfortunately, normally we would run race camps and get other people out, but as you know, nobody from the UK can come out skiing at the moment. So we are training our own children. We have three boys, all ski. They've skied all their lives. Two were born in France. One came over when he was 1 year old. So they've more or less been born with skis on their feet. They are all three are British champions at times. They've all been British champion. They've won top competitions in France and Italy. So they're very high level. So we've got our three boys, and then we've teamed up with another family who have got also two children, Molly and Matty Butler. So we've got our three boys and another two children. So there's five athletes that we're working with.
Mm. Oh, awesome! So you're busy. You're doing your training. Are they able to do competitions? Are they able to run?
The competitions, there are no competitions for these age groups at the moment. The only competitions that are permitted to be running are FIS. So that's FIS competitions, which is all webs that are 17 plus. I'm sure somebody will correct me. It might be 16 plus, 16 upwards. And that goes on from FIS to Europa Cup to World Cup. As we see on the TV, everybody's, I'm sure, is keeping in tune with the World Cup. So only full-time athletes from 16 years upwards. Our kids are in the under 16 and under 14 brackets. So at the moment, there are no races. I mean, some of the teams will get together and do some time trials. So we're keeping some racing going just so that they still got their mentality. They don't lose the racing mentality. But the races are due to kick off here in Austria. I think we've got a date, the 25th of January. Austria have actually given us that date, that the resorts will all open to the general public. Bars, from anywhere, providing obviously there's rules and regulations about coming into Austria, but the restaurants and the bars and the hotels have been given the date to open on the 25th. So that is when I presume that although I haven't heard for 100% definite, that is when the racing will start again in Austria. In France, we're still waiting, because we haven't got an exact date when the resorts will open. We don't have an exact date when races will start for the under 16s, under 14s, under 12, and down from there. So we're waiting to see.
Sure. Yeah, I know. I've been following the situation in Austria. I know that initially they had penciled in maybe the 18th for when things like hospitality and restaurants might be able to open, but I know that they have now pushed that back a little bit, because I think that like everywhere in Europe right now, they're trying to fight the rising cases. And I mean, my personal opinion is it's probably likely that if somewhere like France is going to be able to open its lift, it's probably going to be only for locals. But who knows? Fingers crossed. Maybe late March, April time. Maybe things are good then, and it might be some spring skiing.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. Everybody's keen to ski. Everybody wants to ski.
Yeah.
You're out in the open. It's amazing. It's fantastic. So, I think everybody is pretty optimistic that the resorts will open and people will get skiing. Obviously, the UK, how that's going to pan out, again, we'll wait to see. I know there's no set deadlines of what's going to happen with people travelling from the UK, so we just got to keep our fingers crossed and just hope for the best. But for everybody in the UK, we're out here. Everybody's ready to go, so we're just occupying ourselves whilst we're waiting for, the skiers to arrive, and hopefully we'll do. But we're pretty confident that we're going to have a March, April, well, if not before, certainly March, April, end of season, and that will take us nice into the summer season.
Well, rest assured, as soon as it's possible and safe to do so, I'm sure that everybody from here is going to go over there, in a heartbeat. Because here at the moment, the full national lockdown, the Scottish skiing is shut. All the little tow areas, the dry slopes in England, they're all shut as well. So we're sort of all hunkered down at the moment. So you're in Austria for the time being, and where are you heading after that then? Do you head back to France or?
We're waiting to see, Matt, to be honest. We're going to just wait and see it because we're able to train here and we're getting fantastic training. You know what Austria's like. There's they just love ski racing. I mean, they live and breathe ski racing in Austria. So every resort you go to around in Austria, they will have stads, they will have local local children race training. So we're moving around various resorts. We're not based in one place. We're Kupun here. We've been training in past Turn. The other day we were in Maria Alm. We've been in Reiter Alm, Hinterreit. So all these resorts, they've all got training. So we're moving around, which is fantastic. So from a race training point of view, you don't get used to the same stad all the time. I mean, we were planning to head back to France. We were excited about heading back to France. But like everybody, we waited for the announcement on the 7th. The resorts weren't going to open, so we've decided to stay here just for the time being. But obviously, as soon as the French resorts open, that's where our base is. That's where we run all our courses from. Even though we do courses in Austria as well, our main base currently is in the Teen Val d'Isère area and the Three Valleys, Meribel area. So we will head back as soon as it opens up.
While we're on the subject of race training, it's definitely something from what I've seen that, you start it quite young. If for any parents or any young kids that are watching this video and are thinking about getting into race training, what would your advice be? What information would you give out?
Well, obviously, kids will start normally, unless they've started in the UK on a dry ski slope or a snow dome, they'll be on holiday with their parents, pick it up, keen to get going. I mean, if you're based in the UK, the next step is get down to your snow dome, your nearest snow dome or nearest artificial ski slope, obviously when they're open and running. And that's where you can get all the mileage in. I mean, many of the British children started off in the snow domes or dry artificial ski slopes. I did. My wife, Emma Carrick-Anderson, who competed in 4 Olympics. She skied at Hill End in Edinburgh. The Bells started, Martin and Graham Bell, who everybody knows, started on a dry ski slope. Dave Riding.
All the stuff in there.
One of the best slalom skiers in the world, seriously respected in the world of ski racing, started on an artificial ski slope. And then often, we move from here now. We got a lot of ski academies that are set up out here now, permanently set up. There's one thing I haven't mentioned. I'm in Austria. There's Team Evolution and Team Ambition are both in this area that we've been working from. They've got lots of full-time British athletes out here at the moment, so they're training. Got British Ski Academy, is based over in Italy. They're still training some of their FIS racers. I'm not too sure where. And then we've got other ski academies as well. You've got Apex in Teen, you've got Kandahar. Kandahar's very interesting because they don't have a base. So there we go. Were you a member?
I did a couple of race training in Saas Fee when I was about 14 or 15.
So Kandahar is fantastic because
Yeah.
Kandahar can move around, you know, and they're not based anywhere. And then you got XL, which is set up recently. You got CDC, which is Shemi and Dougie's training organization. Impulse Ski Racing with Phil Brown. You know, I'm sorry if I haven't mentioned any Dragon Ski Racing. I could just go on and on. And then you've got all the artificial ski slopes have their own clubs. You know, and then the snow domes have their own clubs. So then we're out on the snow, you know, from it kicks off under 10, under 12. You go through the various stages, and then, you know, if you're really serious, you may move. The children may be able to join any of these ski academies and start race training more on a more full-time basis. But definitely, you know, start off at your local snow dome or local artificial ski slope.
Now, I don't want to keep you too much longer because I do know it's like close to -10 there, so I don't want to keep you freezing for too much longer. But just a couple more questions about Snoworks and what they do, because obviously, am I right in saying it's a real range of different courses that you normally would offer? Obviously, right now you're doing a lot of racing work, but in a normal season, it could be anything from just on piste to off, you know, powder skiing.
Yeah, we took the journey when we started off. You know, you've got all the ski schools in all the resorts, and generally when people start skiing, you know, the ski schools take people through to what I would call the, you know, red run, easy black run stage. That stage you can get up to where most skiers would get to. You know, comfortable on most red runs. You know, obviously you can get some seriously difficult red runs as well, but comfortable on most red runs and easy black runs. And that's where most ski schools would go up to. Obviously, they do run more advanced courses as well, but a lot of people drop out at that stage of ski school. And then that's where we came in and we tried to help that market where they've got to that stage, red runs and easy black runs, and they want to begin the journey into what we call all mountain skiing. So we kicked off there, off-piste, moguls, you know, steeper terrain, powder, ski touring comes at a later stage, obviously. So that's most of our work is from there. But one thing leads to another. So, you know, I had a lot of parents coming out learning to off-piste, and they had kids that wanted to ski. So then we started the junior race camps, so that we've got the kids of our all mountain skiers joining in the race camps. So we do have the race camps as well, but the majority of our business is off-piste skiing, intro to off-piste and off-piste skiing.
And is it just in Europe, or do you do locations outside of there also?
No, we have an adventure program. You know, we're all about Snoworks is all about experiences, amazing skiing experiences. That's what we're all about. You know, anybody going onto our website, going onto our blog will see that we do not work in a conventional manner. You know, it's all about coping with the mountain environment. So when we look out the window, if it's snowing, fantastic. You know, get those skis on, let's go, let's deal with the mountain environment. And so our adventure program goes right across the whole world. We've been to the most amazing places. We go to Chile and Argentina, but not your standard Chilean and Argentinian resorts. You know, we drop down south just north of Patagonia, in the lakes and volcano district of Chile. Absolutely stunning. We do ski touring up the volcanoes there.
Wow.
And then other destinations, obviously Japan, which is a powder paradise, because you got, you know, the wind blows off the sea, off the ocean,
It hits
straight
Mount
to the landmass and just dumps. You know, if you go to the area of Niseko, has about 4 times the average snowfall of the European ski resorts. It's just powder heaven.
Yeah.
And then we've gone to more places recently. We've done Turkey. I headed off to Lebanon to check out the skiing there. I wanted to do some ski touring in Lebanon, although we've not kicked that off. Kashmir, Norway, Iceland. Yeah, so we move around the whole world. We've done
Wow.
America, Canada, everywhere.
Wow. Wow.
We were hoping, but obviously it's been put on hold. We sent a couple of our team that went out to Kazakhstan recently to check that out, and we were hoping to put a ski touring trip there this winter, but we had to put that on hold.
Oh wow, blimey! There's some pretty impressive locations there. Kashmir is definitely on my bucket list, and funnily enough, that it was a few years ago now that the ski and snowboard show has been cancelled. But actually, there was a big push just a couple of years ago, actually, to really market the skiing in Turkey, because I know it's in the. Am I right in the mountains? It's in the far east of the country, isn't it?
Both. You got Far East, which obviously we've had issues there because it borders Syria,
Yeah,
and but the Far East, yeah, high. You've got
yeah,
some high mountains there,
and it
and
gets
on the west
cold.
as well. So we did our Turkey. We flew into Istanbul. We skied in a couple of the ski resorts around that area, and then flew
Mm,
across to the east and up there. But it was a wonderful, wonderful experience. You know, these countries, they're wonderful places to go to because the locals are just so enthusiastic. And that's the other thing. What I love about these adventures, every adventure, Matt, that we run, we link in with local people, you know,
yeah.
local hotel, local guides, local tour guides, local ski guides that we work with. It's a phenomenal experience. You know, we've made such good friends in Japan. We've made, you know, friends in Japan that are going to be lifelong friends. And Chile, the same in Chile. You know, Kashmir. Everywhere we go, we link into these people, local people, and they just, you know, they're just proud of their country and they want
Mm,
to see people come and ski in these places. You
yeah.
know, many obviously people in the UK have just got used to skiing in standard resorts, you know, and they go to those standard resorts, but there's a whole world out there to explore. And you know, that at Snoworks, that's what we want to do. We want to explore the whole world. You know, we're always looking for interesting places to go and
Mm.
ski.
Final question, have you got a favorite location?
Well, you know, Matt, every resort, people often ask me this. Every resort has something different, so it's difficult
Yeah.
to say what is your favorite places.
Mm,
You know, Teen, Val d'Isère, humongous area, off piste, amazing. Saint Foy, you know, a tiny little resort, but you know, the powder skiing, you know, you can ski powder, untracked powder day after day after day because there's not many people. Then you go across into the Three Valleys, one of the biggest ski areas in the world. You know, ski a whole week without skiing the same run twice. But then we go down to Chile and we go to a resort with one ski lift. And it's
wow.
actually immense. So St Anton, I mean, where do you stop? You know, every resort. So
Mm,
no, what I love about skiing is that you take every resort for what it is.
mm.
And you know, if it's purpose built, it's high, snowshoe. You know, if it's lower, it has fantastic ambience, great, you know, après ski, whatever it happens to be. So no, I don't have a favorite
Oh,
resort. I just love every ski resort.
oh, I get the feeling, Phil, that we could probably do a whole nother sort of half an hour chat talking about different locations, but I think we might table that for another
Hang
one.
on, I've lost the volume there for some reason.
I can see you. You're back.
Yeah, I'm back in. Okay,
Oh,
I've just jumped into the car. The temperature is dropping quite considerably, so I
right.
thought I'd
Yeah.
jump back.
Yeah, the smartphones don't exactly hold up that well out there in the cold. No,
Sorry
so
about.
that's good. Don't worry about it. Technology plays up all the time. Yeah, so we could probably spend another half an hour talking about favorite destinations, which we might leave to another one. Maybe, hopefully, by that stage, it could be one maybe in person if we can come out and ski by that point. But Phil, thanks again for coming on today. I kind of feel that you're skiing on behalf of all of us at the moment.
Well, you know, it's quite difficult because I know how difficult it is for so many skiers that are based in the UK.
Mm,
You know, we throughout this whole period, we've never forgotten how lucky we are to be skiing.
mm,
You know, we do not take that for granted. We know we've been very lucky. It's not been easy, Matt. We've had to travel a lot. You know, we've had to find out where we can ski to keep skiing. You know, some people say, well, we shouldn't be skiing, but you know, we feel like as you say, we're skiing for everybody, keeping the ski candles burning. We've had a lot of feedback from people, you know, very, very happy to see what we're doing. They want the updates, you know, they want to see skiing, even though they may not be able to keep skiing themselves at the moment. So a lot of people are getting a lot of feedback. Please keep showing us the updates. Please report from the Alps, you know, and they're just pleased that we've been able to keep skiing through this whole period. So we will continue.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely been watching your updates and keeping tracks of things. So it's been a good uplift on certain days. And listen, it's been great again to get some more insight into what it is that you do, what Snoworks offers as a company to people wanting to get involved in skiing in any form of way. So thanks again for giving up your time at the weekend to talk about it.
Matt, it's always a pleasure. And for anybody in the UK, what I will say, you know, and what we did when we had that lockdown last March, where, you know, nobody was skiing, everything was shut, not a single person was out skiing. You know, we knuckled down, and with our athletes and the kids and ourselves, we got fit. You know, and that's what we're saying to most people now. Even though you may not be able to ski, you can still do stuff which will benefit your skiing next time you get the planks on. So use the downtime to get fit.
Yeah, I have been following some of the, because I know you have someone that's doing some ski fit videos as well. Is that right?
Yeah. 3 times a week, online fitness sessions. We're running them 3 times every week, and it's been immense. You know, it's growing. The numbers are growing, but people are thinking, okay, if I can't ski, what I am going to do is make sure the next time I go skiing, I'm going to be as fit as I possibly can be.
Yeah. Well, listen, it is the weekend though, so you are allowed to have a beer tonight, mate. So as a matter of fact, go and have one on me as well, please. And thanks so much for coming on.
Matt, always great to chat to you. Speak
Thanks,
soon.
Phil.
Take care.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.